we interrupt this programming to bring you some rather disturbing messages.
Pipebomb Productions presents Pipebomb Radio, New York City. Hosted by Ricky, the Master of Mayhem Litwinkiewicz. Brought to you by Bowflex, Walmart, Fanatics, and Points.com.
And we are live here on August 24th, 2024. It's Pipebomb Radio NYC. Yours truly, the Master of Mayhem himself, on the mic. Broadcasting on TikTok and Mixcloud. Here with the gentleman from Robots and Gods. What is going on, everyone?
Right on. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Yo.
This, my friends, has been a long time coming. I'm not going to lie when I tell you this. In my phone has been played about 3,000 times. Since its inception, by the way. And that's how long ago that More came out?
April 2020.
Okay. So 4 years plus, I have probably burnt More so badly that not only I probably could maybe replace Bogdan on vocals by now, because now I have it all memorized, tones and all. We finally get the album. The long time coming. We've all been salivating for this. Okay? So, I have to say, before anything else, with everything happening here on TikTok and Mixcloud, we are on the verge of a new radio station coming, which I'll announce this now. I was going to wait till later, but I've got everything flowing, all the jitters and butterflies and everything else. When the new radio station hits, you guys are the premier band on that station.
Oh, sweet.
Right off the bat.
Man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I will say that a lot of people did not really think anything of fruition after the rest in peace of Sound Machine. But the new station is coming soon. A lot of it's all planned out. We're waiting for launch, which is great. I'm okay with that. So, the album. Tell us a little bit before we get into like what everybody's been doing over the last 4 years. The process of the building of this album. Who would like to start?
Go ahead, Tyson.
Oh, I
Tyson,
guess
hey,
being volunteered.
Oh, Bogdan,
Yeah.
you're the leader of the band,
Well-
man. You should,
No.
Well, okay,
Tyson's gonna
I
take
can
this
start.
one.
Okay.
Okay, so when Bogdan joined the band, I think around 2017, and in 2019 we were playing, on average, once a month kind of thing. We were playing quite a bit and testing out new material and writing. And then we went into the studio, I think at the end of 2019, or I'm trying to remember, and we were going to do a 3-song EP, and More was one of the songs, one of the 3. But then, boom, the pandemic happened. So we weren't able to go back in the studio to finish the other 2. We weren't able to play shows. So we weren't even able to go into our jam space for a couple of years, basically. So, and then in 2022, we decided like, hey, let's, it's sort of opened up enough that we can actually go and do recording. And we tried to, see if we could work with the same producer, but the same producer was super busy, had all these different projects going on, and told us, oh, you're gonna have to wait for another, 8 months or something crazy. And so we said, well, let's do 2 new songs. So we went in to do 2 new songs, and the 2 new songs we're not quite finished, and we were sort of waiting to get back in the studio with that producer, and then that just didn't happen for ages and ages and ages. So eventually we got the tracks. We had 2 tracks that we done in 2022, and we had 2 tracks that we done in 2019. So we had 4 that were unfinished, and then I thought, well, we got a bunch of old stuff. Maybe I'll get all our old drum tracks from these old songs, and there's a recording that we did with our old singer back in 2014, 2015. So we ended up taking the drum tracks and bass tracks and some of the guitar tracks and even some of the keyboard and piano tracks, and we threw it all together, and Bogdan put vocals on those ones, and boom, there's our album.
Now, I have to ask this. Now, from my understanding, Bogdan, you are not in North America right now. Is that correct?
That's right. I'm in England.
So now, here's the question that I can guarantee will tell you that a lot of people will really kind of question. How difficult was it that if you were now not with the band to send vocals back and forth to get the album done?
Well, I lived on the island, away from Vancouver, so that's like a good hour and a half by ferry boat commute. It was pretty challenging. I was able to, I think it was 11 songs I wrote the lyrics and melody for within less than 2 months. And then we would bang out about 3 songs a session. And I would try to come in like every 2 weeks to work in studio to get like the rough mixes done. And then basically a couple more I think it was like total like maybe 6 sessions in studio, was it, Tyson?
I don't remember.
But,
he went to England after the album was complete.
Yeah, I finished the album, and then I moved to England. I'm here helping my wife's grandparents. They have Alzheimer's, so we've been here since September. Sorry, what am I saying? Since May. But yeah, I was able to finish the album just before we left, and we had to master it. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard. A lot of commuting, a lot of hours.
Now, I know vocals are usually the huge key to making sound great. You can make drums sound great. You can make guitars sound great. Keyboards, in Tyson's part, sound great. What goes into that actual vocal mastering when you're putting the album together?
Well, a lot. For one song, for example, we would record like 5 takes for each section, for the verses, for the choruses, for any fill-in sections. And so it would be, I don't know, you could be the same recording it like 20, 30 times till you get the perfect take, 5 takes that they were going to use to pick, basically. And then after that, you listen and you might come in and change again. Yeah, it's quite a lengthy process, just having to do that and put it all together, have everyone else listen, suggest ideas, how we want the sound to be, how much reverb, the balancing between the instruments. Everybody had their own input. For example, Tyson wanted to hear more keys in certain sections. We wanted more drums in certain songs. We wanted more bass, vibing in other tracks. We wanted, Greg wanted more guitar. So it was hard to get everyone's opinion into the final product when we were all remote. And so we ended up having to go in person and listen to be able to adjust the songs in real time, just because it was quite difficult to figure out what the final product will be and everybody would be happy.
A thing that didn't help with that too is that all of the tracks were done in different studios by different producers.
Yeah, so they were at different times.
Yeah, different decades.
Different decades.
We were getting hooked up with some great music producers locally. I would say some of the best producers in the city of Vancouver. We even recorded at Garth Richards' studio. on the Sunshine Coast, and he did the first Rage Against the Machine album. He was the producer on that album, and then he did the Red Hot Chili Peppers, a lot of major artists. But one of the things that we found when we're working with some of these people is they get contracts and gigs down in Nashville, and so they're not here to complete the stuff that we're working on. So it's kind of everything kind of got jumbled up in a way. But buckling down and working, we actually worked out at a studio in Vancouver called Rain City. And we were able to kind of go back through all our old material and really just kind of buckle down and get it all done. So, but yeah, Bogdan probably had the most difficult job out of everyone, because there was a lot of older material that he hadn't even heard before. So he was going back on that, and then there's a bit of time pressure on it on top of that, but he did a great job.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate that.
I'm really proud of everybody who worked on this. Like, I think, like, the amount of, studio time's expensive, and everybody came in really prepared. Everybody, put the work in beforehand. And so, and a lot of the stuff was done sort of like one take. So I'm really proud of everybody, how we were able to sort of come together. And yeah, I agree. Bogdan put a lot of work into writing the lyrics and really trying to perfect it, and I'm really happy with the result.
I have to say, 3 weeks of building for the show and then going through the music, I have to tell you, a lot of the music really caught me off guard. A lot of transitions caught me off guard. Vocals caught me off guard. Like, different sounds that I listened to the live show when you guys did the Battle of the Bands a few years back. Obviously, that was during the Global Bastard. We all understand that. But the sounds from there to what's on the album now are dramatic differences. Some of the songs are the same, but they're just built more different now than they were back then. And to me,
actually,
go ahead.
Sorry. Actually, that's actually kind of funny, because the sounds that you were thinking that are different were actually part of the older Robots and Gods. Actually, so the songs that actually sound really different are actually the ones that were from, like, say 10, 12 years ago, right, guys? Basically, right? And that was, I guess, more of the more experimental phase part of it. And I guess as when we started in the latter years, we started going into this a bit of a formula, or this rock formula. So what you're hearing, that the stuff that actually caught off guard, is actually our earlier stuff when we were actually experimenting, and we brought in Bogdan to spiffy it up a bit, actually. But yeah, that's a great deduction from the album. A lot of the stuff sounds, even caught me off guard by the key changes and stuff. So.
Well,
that's a good deduction.
The other thing that I will say before we're going to get into the first track in a few minutes, but I got to tell you, for having the tuned ear that I have, like, I can legit listen to the song and just peel out individual pieces as it goes along. And I think, like, in the past, like, I would sit there and listen to it, and I would kind of try to pull it apart, and it wasn't as easy. Like, this sounds more fluid, and it has a little bit more energy to where you can actually say, oh, I want to pull out keyboards and just hear keyboards. Like, before, it didn't sound that way. So now, like, that's what I think a lot of the listeners, when they get to hear this album now, whether they listen to it on here or they listen to it on Spotify, you can definitely tell the difference. And I will say, I got goosebumps when I first listened to it, because I listened to the whole album first. Then I put the work in, but I got goosebumps. 1 through 11. Awesome. 1 through 11, every song, I just was like, wow. So we do have a bunch of people in our TikTok chat. They are all saying congratulations on the album. And if anybody has questions, one of my moderators will shoot me the questions over, and I will be able to ask them to the band. Without further ado, we're going to give everybody track number 1, and who would like to announce what the first track is? Actually, maybe I should have Tyson do that because he gave me the list.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, it's called Feel Alive, and this is it's a funny one because it's one Greg and Ryan and I played music when we were teenagers, and when I bought my first keyboard, this is the first song we wrote. We literally just wrote it right away. So like it's really old, the song, and it wasn't one that we were planning on even doing a recording of. It was one of those things when we were in the studio, and this is way back 2014, 2015, and we had some extra time, and the producer's like, what other songs do you have? Let's get them down. So this is like it was done as a one take. I think the drums and the bass we kept, and then I think there's some overdubs on guitar, and I did a more updated keyboard sound, so I added keyboards to it. But like this was like one take done. It's a really old song, so it's really, really unique.
But yeah, it's a heavy song. I like to listen to it and think of a Tool influence in there for sure. It's very tight. But yeah, I think it's a great song.
All right. So without further ado, the first track off the self-titled album, Robots and Gods, here's Feel Alive here on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
I walk alone through the desert storm. I got no place to call my own. I was forsaken, an empty throne. I feel unwanted, I feel unheard. Paralytic calling, my words are slurred. I render in the silence like I'm immune. You've taken it all from me. You've turned me to misery. Why don't you let me heal? This isn't what I need. It's my mission. At least it used to be. Have I lost it? Something inside of me. No, I don't see the light. Oh, I just feel alive. I'm gonna shake with black sails in the sky. I never hide, I never wear disguise. When something takes a part of me, I just obey. When you find me, you can look away. It's my mission, at least it used to be. Have I lost it? Something inside of me.
This is Ollie of Pressure, and you're listening to Pipebomb Radio New York City. It's not just a name, it's an attitude.
Okay, Feel Alive here on Pipebomb Radio NYC. Dudes, no joke, I'm telling you, the energy, oh my God. Every track now that I hear, every time I hear it now, it is like goosebumps. You guys can come off mute now, by the way. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Sorry about
All right, man. Thank you, Ricky.
I'm telling you, like, the energy. All right, is there an individual story about that track all by itself?
Greg?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the time you were definitely playing a lot of heavier music, and again, it's just Ryan is such a great drummer, and you know, he's very tight with the big sound, and I think that one just came together. I mean, it sounds heavy. There's a ton of energy there. I think it's just a banging track.
I had the synthesizer set up, and Greg pointed at me and said, "Play a note." And so I just played, because I know guitar. I just played an E, like just with that kind of string sound. And then you pointed at Ryan and said, "Play a beat," and he did that da 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 da. And then you just started playing along, and then that da da, we go up to F. That was all just together and followed each other. It was weird. It was like the easiest song to write actually on the whole album. It's like we wrote it, and then that was like the first song we wrote with keyboard and drums. So yeah, but it's definitely got that energy, and I mean, I think it's really cool that we basically recorded it in one take, and that's it. So we didn't need to do multiple. We didn't spend a lot of time in the studio. We're like working on that one. It
did come together very quickly, that song.
All right, so let's kind of catch up, because we really didn't get a chance to catch up before the show started. What has everybody been doing during this lovely time of album building and, activity-wise?
Well, we had a big show actually in April, just before Bogdan left. I think we played the show, and he got on board the plane the next day. So that was a really amazing experience, because it was a really big theater in North Vancouver. It's where I actually met Ryan. I met Greg maybe once before, but I actually and it was they had a grand piano. I got to play 3 songs on grand piano on stage, so that was so we had this sort of like epic sort of concert right before Bogdan took off. Yeah, so, I think we were we've really just been working on the album, and then getting ready for the show, and that was sort of the focus, I think, in the spring.
I mean, but there was a lot. I know there was a lot of down. Was there a lot of practice, or was there actually a lot of downtime, like where guys were just living everyday life?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the tracks in the studio that we were recording we were doing the tracks separately, so we were coming in at different times to work on it, and sometimes it'd be a couple of us there, 3 of us there. But yeah, we're trying to get in the studio as much as possible to get the album done, and then we just had a few shows lined up. So that one in April was a bigger show at one of the local theaters in North Vancouver. So that was a great show. But yeah, we're just getting prepared for that, really.
Yeah, we would just basically go to the studio right after work and just pop in a couple of tracks. Things like that, or on the odd Sunday for a couple of hours, right? So, yeah, just basically work, and then going to the studio right after work, and then just popping it in.
Lots of 4-hour sessions. We wouldn't do like a whole day. You just do like we can do 4 hours here, and do a few tracks, and then done. that day. So
And Bogdan, I heard you got a new profession.
Yeah, I became a chef.
Yes.
During that time, yeah, man. I was in culinary school. I finished that. Yeah, sort of not doing it anymore because the pay is shit. But I started a business with my wife. It's a razor massage therapy clinic. So we've been doing that. Yeah, now we're in England.
But you got to
On a
understand,
hiatus.
Bogdan's like probably got 20 other different trades that he can do. So I don't know anyone else like that can do that many different jobs. But yeah, that's Bogdan.
So you know what I'll do then? If the bar and grill deal comes through, Bogdan's the first one I'm calling for the kitchen, because he'll probably have to help
You
me.
be a chef, man.
You probably have to help me out. Like I'll have a lot to learn, even though I can do short order cooking.
Fair enough, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good experience.
I'm sure that there was a lot of study time with that.
Yeah, it was full time studying, school, then writing. Yeah. Oh man, it's been a year.
All right,
Been a year.
we're gonna get on to track 2. We're gonna try to not leave the fans waiting. Tyson, track 2, please.
yeah, so this one, when we first met Bogdan, we would just have dinners and just hang out and play video games sometimes. So this one was written in Greg's kitchen, actually, and on acoustic guitar and a little micro Korg keyboard. And the whole band was there when we wrote it. So this
I think
been 20.
this was the second song.
Oh,
I think the
27.
second song that we wrote with me in the band.
Yeah, and I think I was like, faster, heavier. I was like, let's do it really fast. So I think this is the fastest tempo.
On it.
All right,
What was that?
Oh, man.
go ahead. I'm gonna say it again.
Oh, you're saying put a capo on it, man. There was a time
Oh
that
yeah.
Tyson was telling Greg to put a capo on every song to make it different, sound different, different key.
Yeah, I like
Just change it up.
I found that sometimes like try it in this key and like try it in a different key and see what it sounds like. So I think that's sort of the way my brain works. I like trying to see what sound better in this key. Like you can take the same chord progression and change it up. So
100%, man. Sometimes you got to check out, find that sweet spot. That's the way to do it.
But I like the song. It's fast and it's heavy, and I like the subject matter. If you want to talk about that, Bogdan.
Oh, we always love
Subject matter right now.
We always love that
I can't
term.
think of it, man.
All right, here it is, track 2 off of Robots and Gods by Robots and Gods here on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
City lights are bright, holding back the dark of night, heading down to the hurricane. I'm pouring the drinks, feels right. Press the building, I'm about to blow. My friends are waiting, they wanna go. What's the coursing through my veins? Loud smoke has filled my lungs. Looking back at the friends I know. I know I'm not the only one searching for a paradise. I wanna stay, please let me stay. And life inside the pack, it doesn't matter. We get it in the back. Inside the music is sure it's alright. Makes my body rock tonight. Looking for the right words to say. Hoping for that girl to stay. Ocean coursing through my veins. That smoke can fill my lungs. Looking back at the friends I know. I know I'm not the only
is Tyson from Robots and Gods, and you're listening to the debut of our brand new album here on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Pipebomb Radio NYC. Let me tell you, if you ever wanted a really good, fast punch song, Stay is there. Not joking. I again, the more I listen to the tracks, are like the goosebumps are just out of this world. Out of this world.
Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. It's another high energy one for sure.
And it doesn't have to be a long track to do it either, which is great. Like again, the comparisons are a lot different, but more is got that punch. Just about the same length, Stay has that punch too.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you needed a 5-minute pick-me-up, you play both of those back to back, and it's like you were in a 10-round fight. Like it's just ridiculous, the energy.
And it's interesting too with that one, the way that was written on acoustic guitar is actually a lot slower. It still sounded great that way, but we wanted to have something with a lot of energy, a lot of punch to it, and that's why it was sped up. It's a shorter song, but I think it kind of gets the message across that we were trying to convey with that one.
So the first two tracks, and I'm getting there's really good comments about it in the chat. I gotta tell you that this has definitely a little bit of a up down thing. We're gonna talk about track 3, and Tyson, give him a little bit about track 3.
Well, that's one that Bogdan actually wrote. Brought it out to us, and then we said, well, can we change it a bit and make it more, add our own thing? And we put a capo on it. We changed the key. And we made a lot of changes. We took out, I think, one of the pre-chorus, title changed, the tempo changed, and I think great working with Bogdan because he's like really open to that. He like let us, completely change his song, and but maybe Bogdan, you want to talk about how writing he wrote all the it's kind of unique, I guess, because Bogdan wrote all the music and he wrote all the lyrics and everything, and so it's been changed quite a bit, but the essence of the song is all came from Bogdan.
It's one of the first songs I wrote, like from 10 years ago, actually, and then I was supposed to record it, a full album with a producer, and I got burned by him, spent a lot of money, and then nothing came out of it. And so I had all this music that I wrote a while ago, and I kind of liked it, but didn't like what it was done with it. And so it was cool to take it and basically chop it up and rework it. And I had, the song had some sections in it that I really enjoyed. Like I like the chorus and the structure of the song. And so I thought it would be pretty cool to bring it to the band and see what we could do with it. And it was on my songwriting journey that I wrote this song. In the very beginning, I felt kind of very, I guess, delicate and insecure about songwriting back in the day. So this is like one of the few songs, I was like very shy to let people hear. Is this a bit of an emotional song, that you sing to a girl that you really love?
Now, before we go into track 3, for all of the new people that are currently listening right now, Bogdan, please enlighten the listeners and the viewers about your vocal career, the building of your vocal career.
My vocal career it's been crazy. My mother was a professional singer, and back in the day in Ukraine, world famous. She performed all over Europe. And my mom came to Canada when I was about 5, so I didn't see her for 3 years. And so I didn't really pursue music at that time. I had nobody to push me. And then when I came to Canada, finally, my mom was teaching some student that was finishing conservatory music. And like the student, like the girl, she couldn't hit the notes. And I was like in my room playing with Lego. And I was like making fun of her. And I was hitting the notes. And my mom came out, she's like, come here, let me see, sing the song. So it kind of started like that. And then I started performing classical music, opera for many years, did conservatory music and all that. And then I took a pause for a few years and came back performing again, and then wrote my first album. And then again was on a hiatus just because I've moved around a lot. I've lived in many different cities. I keep moving around and things are hard to keep pushing. But I guess with Robots and Gods has been the thing that I've done, I guess, for 7 years now. We've been doing this together. So it's been nice to be able to develop the confidence with the band, playing with the band, writing music with the band, just feeling confident about my ability as a musician in general. And then being able to put out a product like a full album, which is, I think it's pretty great, like in a short period of time as well. I mean, it's been a long time coming because, some of the songs are from way back in the day, but kind of, if you think about it, it's been a cumulative growth over the years from everybody, because whatever experiences and then contributions they've made over the years, they kind of ended adding it all together now, that many years later. And everyone's musical journey, it all compiled into this particular album, which we can actually listen to, and it's got a lot of different sounds and feels. The way the songs are written, you could tell that everything's different. Nothing is kind of the same, which is really cool, I think, and it's got a variety of feeling from it. It's not just a monotone kind of feel for each of the songs. But yeah.
Yes, Bogdan is a very difficult animal to try to replicate. But now that I have more ammunition, now I could try. I get somewhat decently close. I don't have the training that he does, but here it is, everybody. It is track 3 off of Robots and Gods. Once again, what's the name, Tyson?
I'm on mute.
Can't hear you.
He's on mute.
Sorry. That's not called I'm on mute. It's you mean the world.
Okay, here it is on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Your eyes like the night sky, lighting up the dark. Those eyes that gleam through the sky, know the mystery of your heart. This feeling that I've got inside, only you
Hi, this is Sean O'Connor of Boy Blue. You're listening to one of my favorite radio stations, Pipebomb Radio New York.
Pipebomb Radio NYC, You Mean the World by Robots and Gods. When I said before, like there was roller coaster of sound on this album, right there, that's what I meant. That nice,
Yeah.
the nice slow, rhythmic type sound to it. Nothing strenuous, fluid, beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Thank you, Ricky.
yeah, it's a great song that Bogdan put together, and I know when he presented it to us, we kept it very much the same, but we added a bit more heavier sound to the chorus, and then the bridge part was added to it. But yeah, you're right. It does change quite a bit throughout the song.
And I think that's the one key thing to this album right now is the fact that it's not all the same sound. Like the variations of the sounds are good, and I think that's what the album needs, or a lot of albums really need, is variety. Like you need like a melody track like that, but then you need your up and down tracks like some of the other on the album. So that's what I think makes this album so unique.
Yeah, I think Ryan, the drummer, and Greg and I, we're big Faith No More fans. So, and we actually, the three of us flew to New York to go see them years ago. But it's their albums always take you on a bit of a roller coaster ride, and I think we were sort of inspired and influenced by that kind of music just to start with. He definitely didn't want to do an album where every song is sort of just a variation of the other one. But also, they're all written in different times and recorded in different places and stuff. So there's that aspect of it as well that makes it it's unique, the album.
Okay, so we gave a little bit of background on Bogdan, and I know Jerry has not spoke very much. So Jerry,
That's all right.
I know you're the loudest one out of the entire group, but give everybody a little bit of a background on like your music history, loves, hates. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was originally a piano player when I was young. I did the whole conservatory of music thing for the piano thing too. I went into high school as a percussionist, as a bass drum player, and as a snare player. But they needed a bass player for jazz band back in the late '80s. So I said, you know what, I'll just pick up the upright and the electric bass, and I started playing jazz from that. Then started playing jazz, and then I switched over to rock, and then I joined my first band, Hydrogen Dog, in the early '90s, and we played a lot of early shows like in 92, 91, 93 at like Starfish Room and stuff like that. And that band was mildly successful. We actually got some radio airplay on a song I wrote, C Fox FM 99 here in Vancouver. And then after that, that band actually got nominated for Much Music Award for a video that we did in 1995. I can tell how old I am now, right? And then after that, I became a rave DJ, playing trance and stuff like that on outdoor raves and underground clubs and shit. Excuse me. And then no.
That, you should know better by now. We don't hold no punches on this show.
Yeah. Yeah. So then after that, I joined another band called Color Surround, and then I'm also in a pop punk band called Kyoga, and in between that, I was also I guess you'd say a semi-professional musician. I was under contract to play casinos and things like that, and then in between that, I joined Robots and Gods. Robots and Gods is my longest running band mostly because I get along with the guys, and I love the way that the music is done. Sometimes there's structure, sometimes it's structureless, and I just love the way that I guess you would describe Robots and Gods as kind of a progressive rock, progressive hard rock, whereas time changes and key changes, and every song is different from the rest. And after one show that we played, some guy came up to us and he goes, you know what you guys remind me of? You guys remind me of a band called Marillion. And I don't know if you remember Marillion, but they were a rock band in the 80s. Metallica actually loves them. And he says, you guys remind me of them. And I took that as so much as a compliment, because I can see where the guy was going at, because from the vocal range to the guitars, the keyboards, everything, each song is different from the last, right? And that's why I love this band, because we don't really seem to have any type of genre. And so yeah, that's the history of this.
See, everybody's going to get their little bio on it. So Greg, don't think you're running away, and neither are you, Tyson.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Anxieties, which is track number 4. I still haven't memorized the exact order, but I know Anxieties was number 4. So Tyson, hit us with the info on that.
Yeah, so this one, Anxieties, and the one after that, they were both recorded in Gibsons, BC, which is you have to take a ferry across beautiful, lots of trees, rainforest. And it was just a really neat recording experience, because we all stayed in a cabin together, and Bogdan was just finishing his chef school, so he cooked all these fabulous meals for us. So it was just really just such a fun weekend. 2022, and we had to take do COVID tests before we went there. So we've already paid for it. If anyone has COVID, we have to get back on the ferry, or I don't know what we would have done. It would have been weird, but yeah. So it was a little bit weird.
That was Garth Richardson's studio.
Yeah, and he's the guy who recorded Rage Against the Machine, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chevelle, all these lots of huge bands. And his dad was mentioned, he recorded the Guess Who, so that they're one of the big Canadian bands. So and his studio is just beautiful. You get this view of the ocean, and it's amazing. It was an experience. Just so. And this song is probably one of our most recently written one. I think we wrote it probably 2019 or around there. So it was one I think we just as a group it started off as a jam kind of thing, and it's one of my favorites.
All right, here it is, Anxieties, off of the self-titled album Robots and Gods by Robots and Gods, here on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Daily struggle to survive. I need someone to help me out. Getting harder to stay calm. I can hear my ego shout. I got patience, but I'm running out. Some
You are listening to Pipebomb Radio New York City.
Yeah, we definitely spiced up the sound bites on this show. Pipebomb Radio NYC, August 24th, 2024. Anxieties by Robots and Gods, track 4 off of their self-titled album, Robots and Gods. Gentlemen, I'm going to say that the longer tracks are like a progressive rise through the song. And what I mean, like, when I say the rise of the song, like, it has like that avalanche starting of energy as it goes through, and Anxieties does that.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Sick,
definitely.
man.
Definitely.
Yeah, you like it, man.
Well, see, the one thing I will say to everybody as we go through the tracks, I mean, we have seven more to go, but lengths of the tracks are perfect. Not too long, not too short, energy, and I think the message gets across. Like the lyrics of the songs bring like a message, and they get across really well. So I am lighting the fire for the rest of this album for everybody to hear, because I'm telling you, this album it's amazing.
Oh, Ricky, thank you.
Yeah,
Man,
thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Greg, I'm going to grab
Mhm.
you now.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Give everybody your musical history of how you've gotten to this point.
Yeah, I know. It's actually it's quite funny because when Jerry was saying how he started out learning piano and playing in the Royal Conservatory kind of system, I kind of started that way with music as well. So I found that when you're learning piano, you're also learning a lot of the music theory, which is very important. And then being able to kind of get a handle of that instrument really helps in learning other instruments. So, after that, I kind of progressed through high school. I was in the jazz program. I actually was playing some saxophone, and then I switched over to electric guitar. And yeah, I've been playing guitar forever, all kinds of genres of it. In high school, I was in a lot of different bands. At that time, it was right around the time of grunge music, so that was really big. That was kind of the music that I was into at the time. But then I also really enjoyed a lot of classic rock stuff too. So and even like blues music, and there's a lot of different genres of music that I listen to on a regular basis. But I think for a founding, for my own songwriting, I think it would probably be, starting in blues to classic rock, and then I would say to grunge music. So, that's kind of, I think, where I get a lot of the influence in the songwriting from. But yeah, throughout those kind of formative years, I played in a lot of the local bands, played a lot of live shows in the city of Vancouver, a lot of the bigger clubs in the city. And then I moved away for a while for work, and then I came back. And when I came back, I wasn't involved in music at the time. Where I was living before, I was involved in a lot of cover bands. And then so when I came out, when I came back to Vancouver, I was interested in getting back into songwriting again, all original material. And Tyson had reached out to me not long after I'd moved back, and said, hey, I'm not really working on anything right now. And so I met up with Ryan and Tyson in some jam spaces in North Vancouver, and we just started experimenting and coming up with ideas. And it took a bit of time, but we finally got the roster that we have today, which we've maintained for like 7 years. And yeah, I'm really excited about the new material that we've been writing. And that song Anxieties that we just heard was actually one of the newer songs that we've written. So it's the same themes. There's a lot of changes to the song, kind of that outro solo at the end, it builds all the way through. So, yeah, I mean, that's while still maintaining that originality of the music and trying to, maintain that originality and being different, which I really enjoy about this band as well, is that it's not the same cookie cutter formula for every track. All the tracks sound different. So that's my background. So super happy with the lineup that we have. Great bunch of guys and a lot of fun, which is the main thing.
We do have shout outs from our other co-hosts on the show. Darnell is currently at work. Would love to have been here for the show today because he was invited as a DJ, as well as Lars. Right. They are both loving what they are hearing right now.
Oh, awesome.
They decided to listen to it on the show instead of listening to it on Spotify, which they're going to end up downloading later. That's what
cool.
that is the messages I got from both of them while listening to Anxieties.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
They are sitting and chilling in the background, and they're having a blast.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
We did have one question with the band, with obviously Bogdan being in the UK. You guys out in Vancouver. How is the processes going now? Like, is there difficulties with trying to put things together with the separation at this point?
I think I'm just on a bit of a. I think we're just on a bit of a hiatus at the moment. It's just because there's just so many things happening around right now. So I think because with the album just being released, I think we kind of need a little bit of some downtime. I guess you would say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too.
Yeah, I think we just need some downtime, and Bogdan has to have his downtime. He has to take care of his relatives, and those Greg and Tyson, and can't really speak for Ryan per se, but we've got our own little things going on, and the thing is that the album was the thing that was keeping us going, and now that we can, I think it's kind of just take a really little bit of a hiatus to enjoy the album as it is, to enjoy our work, and then maybe in a month or 2 months time we'll get together and we'll see where we're at, but generally I think everything is just pretty much positive right now. So yeah, it's nothing to be nothing to worry about or anything like that.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have a release party and perform for everybody, but it just with things up a little bit up in the air right now with where Bogdan is, we just said, well, I think we just want to put the album out, and I also feel like this is the way that I kind of wanted it to be released. I think Ricky, you've been a huge support for us, and especially during the pandemic, like when we released our song and there wasn't really much going on, and you had us on and were interviewing us, and so thanks a lot, Ricky. We really appreciate.
Just think about this. This is your 6th appearance on the show.
Feels like more.
That's awesome.
But that's maybe because I watched a million.
Awesome.
we did the Canadian Independence Day show.
Yeah, that was fun.
You guys were on for, I think, 2 or 3 of the birthday shows that we did, the anniversary shows. The initial independent artist show you guys were on. So you guys have been like legit a lifeblood of the show. And I can probably say on behalf of all of the hosts, like Melissa, Darnell, Lars, Alex, like they love the music. And it's something that that every opportunity that they needed to pick me up till the album, more was there. Like that was the go-to. Like if they needed to pick me up, that's what they listened to. And it's again, like we can't thank you enough for being a part of this and helping us out with what we've been going through. Because without a lot of the bands that we played on the show, I don't think we would have a show.
Right on.
Oh wow.
Because the
whole,
thank you.
Because remember what I had said to you guys day one when we did the independent show. The independent bands are going to be the ones that are going to be the lifeblood. Like you could sit there and listen to Green Day and Metallica and Britney Spears or Shania Twain or whatever, and be like, you're like a regular show. But without those independent bands, you don't have any life. Like, there's no significance to having a show like this without bands like you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why we look forward to having you guys on all the time, or Pressure, or Clay Soldiers, or like that. We enjoy that.
Mm.
So
we love being on the show too. It's awesome. Thanks, Ricky.
Yeah,
like I said, this is the 6th time you guys are on, and you've been on more than any other band at this point. So,
yeah.
Okay, track number 5, I Can't Breathe. Tyson, low down, please.
Yeah, this is one that sort of maybe the only one that I sort of started writing on my own and sort of brought in the at least the verse, and then we sort of worked it out, and Greg added his bit, and we but it's also unique too because I actually with my friend Kahal, we actually ended up writing. I actually did like a whole score for it. So it's got cello parts and and it was great because in the studio I didn't have to do anything. I just hung out while they were doing all the tracks. You just push play on my MIDI files. So and then we added all the string stuff after. So I wanted to do that. It's something that was sort of like in my mind that I wanted to do something with more string stuff. And lucky my friend had gone to Kahal had gone to school, spent like hours and hours at the keyboard and wrote all the different sort of string parts, and and it I think it turned out well. I'm happy with the result. The unique album.
Alrighty, I hope everybody's ready. Here is track number 5, I Can't Breathe, on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
I've been waiting by the phone to hear from you. I'm swimming in my feet. I want to disappear. Oh, I can't breathe. All I
This is Tony Schiavone, and you are listening to Pipebomb Radio New York City.
Back here on Pipebomb Radio NYC, Robots and Gods, I Can't Breathe, track number 5 off the self-titled album, Robots and Gods. Bogdan, I'm telling you, that melody on the vocals, you can't beat that. You cannot beat it. I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Man. Appreciate it.
I would definitely stack you in with the top vocalists in any genre on that level. No joke. The vocals on this on this album are tremendously on point.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And
we all agree too.
And guys, I'm gonna tell you, like, I waited so long, and I kept begging you guys, give me something new, give me something new, give me something new. And I finally get it, and I'm more than excited to see how this came out. So I will say, everybody is. I know that there are people messaging me right now. They're like, "Wow, this album is great." They don't want to put it in the chat for some reason, but they're messaging me on the side, and they're like, "Where did this come from?"
Canada.
Yeah.
A little place called Canada. Small little country up north. Population 40 million people.
How much?
All right, Tyson.
Yeah.
You're on the hook now. Ryan got off easy with his stomach bug, so he can't give his background. But now it's your turn.
Yeah, it's gonna sound like a broken record. I started off. I did Royal Conservatory piano. Same thing. I started playing guitar. I joined I played saxophone just like Greg in elementary school, and then I switched. I played jazz guitar in high school, and yeah, like kind of fell in love with Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains and Metallica, all that stuff. In the early '90s, and I ended up just playing in bands, and like all different genres really. I played with a hip hop group for a long time. We performed quite a bit with them. I played guitar for them, and I played keyboards for them. Did like kind of folky stuff because I was really climbing a Garfunkel. I did like heavy stuff. I played saxophone for a band for a while actually. So and I have a collection of instruments from all over the world. So I sort of hack around it a lot. I'm sort of the jack of all trades, lots of different things. But when I played guitar in a band with Greg when teenagers, and then we sort of started going, like, hey, let's join a band. We were both in separate bands, and then I think those bands sort of fell apart for whatever reasons. And when we went to go play, I was like, oh, 2 guitar players who don't sing is not a great way to start a band. So I thought, well, maybe I'll play keyboards. And that's, I went and bought a keyboard, and I feel like that's really more my strength, although I still love playing guitar and everything. And I also think just like the combination of guitar and keyboard is really unique. Like, I think that's why Pink Floyd is so amazing, is they had that sort of great keyboard player, really great guitar player. So it's just different than the music you would make with 2 guitar players, right? So.
Well, I will say this though. I am going to shout Ryan out because I know he really did want to be here, and I know he loves being on the show. But Ryan, you're not getting away easily because you're going to have to come on an updated show soon. So feel better. And if we have to put you in a bubble, we'll make sure we put you in a bubble. So make sure you can get on here the next time. And I'm going to make sure I clip that and send it to Tyson so he can send it to Ryan.
No, he's disappointed. He's been looking forward to this for a long time, like quite literally years. So it's just unfortunate.
All right. Track number 6, Unfaded.
Yeah, this is a unique one. I think the original thought behind this was it was our Dazed and Confused, sort of like a Dazed and Confused. They would always have sort of a jam at the end of it when they would play it live, and it was a bit of a free form. So with this one, we had the sort of main part, and then it goes into sort of a breakdown. I actually really, it's one of my favorite songs. We had, our previous singer was like, no one could ever write lyrics to that. It's impossible to sing. It's too weird. So Bogdan's the first person to put vocals to that song. And when we recorded it, it's actually the only song that has no click track. And it was the same thing, end of a session. What songs do you guys have? We did it in one take. And those drums all one take, no click track. I redid the keyboard parts, more updated sounds, but I really, and it's a really long song, so it's.
See, you said something that this show has kind of defeated. No one can do anything for that. I know Bogdan's creative as fuck. I know he's creative as fuck. So if you give that challenge to Bogdan, I know he's going to do that. The same way that everybody said that this engine couldn't run. 5 years later, we're still here. So
there you go, Ricky.
Actually, I got another story. We had, when we actually did our sort of pre-listing party, the band got together and had to listen to it was like a really early mix of it. It wasn't even properly mixed. And no one, we hadn't been in the studio when he did the session, so we hadn't heard the vocals for it. And when he started singing it, Jerry jumped up in the air and started like yelling. He was so happy with what Bogdan had done. It was really a neat moment.
It's just I don't know. I think the song is pretty special in the sense that like we're all playing different things. Actually, the first part of the song is we're all playing different things. Me and Greg it even sounds like me, Greg, and Tyson are not even in the same key actually. And then you have Bogdan's vocals soaring over it. But then finally in the end of the song, we actually all come together. And I think that's quite indicative of our processes with the band, right? And I don't know, I think like the transition from the beginning of the song to the end of the song, I think it's quite amazing in my opinion. I think this song might, in my opinion, is one of the best tracks on this album. I think just because like the way that Bogdan was able to put in the vocals, how separate we are in the beginning, and then how cohesive we are in the end. You know, so it's kind of like a story in itself, right? So
Bogdan's old.
I was really feeling Creed for this song.
Were you really feeling Creed for this song?
I was feeling Creed, yeah, man.
In the chorus part, yeah, remember we were singing it out.
Jamming to Creed, man.
You're still better than Scott Stapp, so you just know that. Still up there, even before you even hearing him, you're still above him. All right, here we go with Unfaded off the self-titled album Robots and Gods by Robots and Gods here on Pipebomb Radio NYC. Enjoy.
Waiting for the right time to come. I know I'm not the only one listening to the radio, shouting, why don't you go home? There are difficult times ahead. Some things are best left unsaid. Come together and set us free. Take us away from misery. Oh, take a breath and let it
Hey, this is Bogdan, frontman from Robots and Gods. Thank you for joining us for the release of our album here on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
That's the problem when you deal with two different platforms. You have two different sets of mics that you have to turn on and off. It's Pipebomb Radio NYC. And let me tell you guys, Unfaded. I don't even have words right now. That's how much emotion there is on this right now. Like, again, every track sends you in so many different directions. Like, I think that's, again, why I like the album so much. And I'm listening to it for the 8th time in 2 weeks. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, there is a lot of changes in that one, and we're all playing different things, like Jerry said before, so it's a pretty unique song for sure.
Oh, guys, Jesus. I'm speechless. I am speechless at this point.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
And those long notes that Bogdan does too at the end. Those are
Yeah. I don't know where he gets the breath from.
And off camera, I should have recorded this, but Bogdan's expressions during Unfaded, priceless. Priceless. Like, holy shit. Oh man. All right, I think we need to kind of pick up the pace a little bit. So I think we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. Track 7, Wake Up. Who would like to speak on Wake Up? Not all at once.
That's a song from it's at least 10 years old when we wrote it. So
heavy song.
Yeah, it's sort of heavier. That's all I have to say about it. Bogdan, maybe yes.
Yeah, when listening to that song, when I was writing the lyrics, I was listening to Systems of a Down and Rage Against the Machine. You know, like the song Wake Up from Rage, or Protect the Land by System of a Down. That kind of gave me the inspiration for this song. I really enjoy the heaviness of it, and even the lyrics, kind of political lyrics. Especially like with what's happening in the world and where I'm from, which is Ukraine, and everything that's happening. Yeah.
All right, we're going to jump straight into it. Track number 7, Wake Up by Robots and Gods here on Pipebomb Radio NYC, August 24th, 2024.
This is Seymour Nuts, and you are listening to the Master of Mayhem on Pipebomb Radio, New York City.
Listen, you can't have this show without a little bit of Seymour Nuts. It's Pipebomb Radio NYC, live on the 24th of August, 2024. Wake Up by Robots and Gods, and I'm here with 4 out of the 5 gentlemen from Robots and Gods. My question about Wake Up: who wrote that guitar riff?
That would be me.
I am telling you, I cannot get that riff out of my head.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw me. I'm sitting here kind of doing this while like the track's going. I'm like, Jesus, I love it.
Yeah, it's a heavy hitting riff, and it just sounds great on its own. Like there's that breakdown, nothing really in it, you know? And then everyone comes in. So it's a powerful one.
I could also definitely see the System of a Down reference bogged in the vocals with that. So massive kudos on that. That has like, I thought Unfaded had energy, but that one has matched energy to go along with it.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing is too, I recorded on a grand piano. So the end part, there's this sort of like this heavy song, but there's like a grand piano bit on the.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot you did that.
Yeah, it's beautiful Yamaha grand piano.
Okay. Because that was mostly done at Monarch Studios.
Yeah, that was at Monarch,
downtown Vancouver. Yeah, okay. I have to listen to that part again to hear the grand piano.
Yeah, it's in the back.
Yeah,
it's in the back, but it's there.
And for all of those,
this song is from a while ago.
It didn't really give that vibe to it, that it was one from way back. But I'm telling you, the spin you guys put on it is just amazing. And it's turning people that are listening to country into listening into this. So there's inspiration on that. And
wow.
I will shout out that I do have a young prodigy that I met a few weeks ago on an app. I'm not allowed to say the app name on here because I'll get banned for some stupid reason. But he's a young kid, and he's a drummer. And when I had spoke to him about doing this show with you guys, he was like, I want to hear some music. So obviously I sent him more. He is truly inspired by Ryan's drumming. So
that's sick, man.
I bring music to people that I talk to, even now on a new basis, that I'm connecting with newer people. And they're like, oh, so what kind of music do you listen to? And boom, here comes the music from the show. And everybody is like, wow, where do we hear them? So now the album's out, and I'm sending everybody to Spotify.
Oh, cool.
So
nice.
Know the fact that you guys have not only helped us out, but now you are inspiring the younger generation to be able to get into a good style and be kind of up there on that level where people can look up to you guys. So kudos on that.
That's very cool. Right on.
Yeah, I think, that's really a good sign because, like, I think all of us would like to see people, actually play real instruments or use the real voices. And, because, like, everything is kind of, I wouldn't say fake, but, everything is, I guess it's fake, but, to actually pick up a guitar, pick up a keyboard, play the drums, sing or whatever, I think that's sometimes that's kind of lacking nowadays, and everybody's using apps to do that instead of just be organic about it, So,
well, to me, again, like, even back in the day when I used to play, like, I always was like, I wake up and I'm like, what am I doing today? And then the guitar is sitting on the stand and I'm like, that's what I'm doing today. Like,
right.
you hear a lot of the generated stuff, but I would still rather go see a live band, do something where you know that they've put in work, and it's not like you tapped on a keyboard or a mouse and you kind of went in that direction. Like, to me, that's not music at all. Right. So to still be able to pick up an instrument, pick up a microphone, and just go to town and do whatever, like, I think that's more of the inspiration for people today. There's a Godsmack video, in fact. I don't remember the name of it right now because I'm so mind boggled by a lot of things that are going on. But they went into a school and they all learned the track, and they had the big band scene going, and I think that kind of inspired a lot of young artists to do stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, to have that and then be able to share the music and get people interested and be like, this is a good sound, and then have to want to, like, again, the young man wants to get in touch with Ryan so he could pick his brain on drumming. I mean, I think that's a bigger inspirational piece than anything else.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. We are up to track 8. Don't Let Me Go. I'm going to tell you, again, everybody listening, this album is off the chain. You get a chance, make sure you go and you get it on Spotify. Download it, play it till you freaking fall over and croak. Because these guys did a phenomenal job on this album. So somebody give the info on Don't Let Me Go.
Yeah, so this one actually has 3 different time signatures in it. Is unique. Verse and the chorus are in different, have different tempos, and then the end chorus is actually down as well. So, and we can do that because we have an amazing drummer. Yeah, so it's a bit unique because of that. I don't know if why didn't you want to see?
Yeah, it's kind of an indie style song. I was inspired by the lyrics from The Arcs, Chains of Love, and Black Puma's Fire for this song. It's got a pretty catchy vibe and melody, so it's a pretty contrasting piece to what you heard in the last song, Wake Up. So it'll be interesting what people hear, what people think of this song.
And just to let everybody know that's not going to be able to see this video, Bogdan let his hair down. You know shit's getting real when Bogdan lets his hair down. Okay? So people will be like, uh-oh, what did he do now? All right. Here it is, Don't Let Me Go, track number 8 off of Robots and Gods by Robots and Gods, here on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
A sense of time has passed.
it's Ryan from Robots and Gods. I want to thank you guys for joining us for our album release on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Don't Let Me Go here on Pipebomb Radio NYC, done by Robots and Gods, off of the Robots and Gods album. The sounds you guys put on this track make the creativity of it so much mind-boggling to think, because again, it sounds like you try to figure out how you guys create it, and I want to know how some of those sounds were created. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of different parts in that song, and yeah, it goes from like a heavy part to this very melodic kind of chorus, and then a bridge that comes out of nowhere. But that's one of the things we really enjoyed about putting the song together. Is it's not cookie cutter. It doesn't sound like a regular song, right? It's so different from anything else. So that's what we're really striving for in that one. But yeah, I do like all the parts. Like even taking them out on their own and just listening to them separately, they all sound good. And then you put it all together and it's just something totally different.
Go ahead, Jerry. You look like you want to say something.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, what I like about that song actually is like, and I think it can't be understated that Tyson's keyboards really fill out a lot of the spaces in between, and I don't know. I just in a way, the keyboards kind of make it different as well with Greg's guitar playing, with the vocals, the drumming, and everything. To me, Tyson, just to fill in, just even like just a basic chord in there, just fills it all out, and it makes, there's a lot of rock bands that utilize keyboards, but the way that Tyson utilizes the keyboard in this song, and actually in all the songs, it's kind of different. So yeah.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, like you already know that. You already know that though, Tyson. So.
I know. I would say like my keyboard influence is more from like 80s new wave stuff where they just play one note, and it just gives that feeling. I find a lot of you go see a lot of bands and players try and do too much. They try and play a lot. They have some Hammond organ soloing in the background, and I think really keyboard should be supporting the song and making it more interesting, and less is more sometimes with.
But I'm going to ask you, Tyson, like the sounds on those, like what inspirations did you get to be able to include those sounds in the track?
Oh, good question. I think I do spend a lot of time sort of trying to figure out what synthesizer sounds I want to use, and then I think going into the studio, also another chance for me to kind of go through and go, what can I put in here and to make it a bit more interesting. But like I said, a lot of 80s new wave stuff. Radiohead for sure is a big influence for me. Some of the ways they use synthesizers. Keen, I love Keen, British band. Tegan and Sarah as well. They have a lot of like sort of Moog synthesizer stuff in the background doing stuff. So there's a lot of different musicians I'm influenced from that sort of stuff, and I just try and come up with something that's gonna make everything together. I would say that when I was playing guitar in bands, because that's how I started, I played in the ska band, and they had a rhythm guitar player that was amazing, and so that was sort of my first time being in a band where I didn't have to do chords, I didn't have to do any of the rhythm stuff, so I was completely free to do lead stuff, and I found that was sort of more my is to add melodies and stuff. So that was a really great experience being in that band. And then switching to keyboard, I can still do some rhythm stuff, but my main thing is doing a lead thing, and I try and do something that's going to really complement what Greg's doing and also complement what Bogdan and Gary are doing.
Okay, we're down to the final three. I believe me, I don't want the show to end, but we're down to the final 3. Track number 9, Run for Your Life. I'm gonna tell you, like, I when I first saw the title, I was a little thrown off. But then I listened to it and I was like, yeah, now I could kind of feel the reasoning for the title of the song. But background, please.
This started off as Greg, like, trying to make the sound of a satellite on his guitar, going ding 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 ding. It's a satellite. And they're saying, or I don't know, it's like he called it a distress signal in space. So it was the I guess Morse code or something along those lines. So, but maybe you can talk a bit more about that, Greg.
Yeah, it kind of started out that way for sure, and then morphed into something totally different. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like, Bogdan took it and worked with it, and then we all added to it to make it sound, yeah, totally different from, I guess, originally how it was going. But yeah, I mean, we should just all listen to it, and I need to listen to it again, get a better perspective on it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely got sci-fi themes to it musically, right? So
yeah,
definitely one of the hardest songs to write melody and lyrics to.
For sure.
I gotta say,
it's kind of
it was kind of so different in very different ways, and it's not standardized. Oh man!
So in other words, you had a challenge on this one, Bogdan.
It was a challenge.
Yeah,
you know.
But we know Bogdan could do it.
Oh, he did it.
It really reminded me of you know, Space Oddity, Bowie stuff. You know, so I kind of was trying to pick up on that. And I don't know, for some reason, like the music, you know, that movie Heavy Metal 2000, that cartoon movie.
Yeah.
That sort of music kind of reminded me of like a theme from the soundtrack. And I was like, okay, let me go with that, see what I can write up. So that's sort of why the lyrics kind of reflect that sort of traveling through space type of theme, like kind of an adventure, you know. But it was definitely hard.
Okay, we do have a hard-hitting question coming up, but we're going to play the track first, so that way you can do a little bit of promo. But here it is, Run for Your Life, track 9, off of Robots and Gods, by Robots and Gods, here on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Drifting in this place, no signs of life, no human face, a race for time. flown like a feather, blown by the wind. Oh, I can decide. Am I alive or is this a dream? Am I the last one to know, to believe? Will I disappear? What will I do? Where do I go? No one left standing. We're on our own. Gotta stop pretending. Heaven knows we'd understand. Run for your life, so in decline. Will I make it home? Everything I know. In the darkness side, shimmering lights, last of a kind, running out of time. Who knew? What can I do? Run for my
This is the Year of Worlds, and you're listening to Pipebomb Radio New York City.
Pipebomb Radio NYC. Run for Your Life by Robots and Gods. Jerry, you and I need to have a conversation, my friend.
What is that?
That bass line mixed with Ryan's drums is off the charts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think, you know what? I think it's just not me. I think it's everybody that mixed together with it. It made it so easy to come up with that. You know, like Bogdan's vocals, the keyboards, the guitars, everything. When it comes into place, it makes it that easy to make up a bass line like that. You know, like I could have not come up with that if it wasn't for them, essentially.
He's being modest. It's an amazing.
But thanks anyway for that. You know what I mean?
No joke. When I tell you that, like, for me, like, music-wise, like Bogdan brought up like System of a Down earlier, and I like the music that has like good bass line, the good drums, like. Those things are huge elements. I'm not saying that keyboards and guitars don't, you know, liven things up. But when you get a bass line like that, and you're into that style or that level of music, that definitely sets a tone.
Oh, man, thank you.
Massively kudos on that. And
thank you.
I think that, again, like, Bogdan brings such an element to vocals that mixes in with all the other elements. So you get the melodic vocals, but then you get that deepness in the music. That's what makes you guys so damn unique. Seriously, that's what makes you guys so unique. Like, all your elements are on point. And I will say, I give credit to the guys that mixed your music. Because
definitely.
They did a great job, but you guys stand out above and beyond a lot on this music, man. Holy shit.
I think we should give a shout out to the guy that worked on it. The guy's name was Emily. She's amazing. She's she is. I mean, she was able to take all these sessions from different eras at different studios and make it sound like a cohesive album. She was just an absolute pleasure to work with, just really fantastic at what she does.
Yeah, and she's out of Rain City Studios in Vancouver, so she's great to work with.
And I believe that song didn't have a click track either, right? So everything just basically was just all kind of all over the place, and somehow made it sound like that, So.
Yeah, but I'm telling you guys, like, holy smokes. All right.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna tell you, I need a breather from that. To be no joke, like, you got me going. Whatever butterflies and freaking shit I had going before, that shit's gone. Like, it's all energy now. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. We are up to the second to last track on the show. Need You Now, number 10. Guys, give it to the people.
It was written a long time ago. Anybody? Help me out.
I don't even know, man. It's been so long.
I remember playing the song in 2013, actually.
Yeah, I think it was written around 2011.
Yeah, it's one of the first songs I practiced with these guys joining the band. Actually, it's funny. When I was with another band, and we actually collaborated 2 bands together, and then got rid of the other guy, and then this is one of the first songs I ever played, and you know what? It's I had never forgot it, and it just stuck with me. And vocally, we didn't know what to do, and then what happened is that, of course, Bogdan comes in, does a special stuff, and turns it into this, and we could have never imagined when I played that like 10 years ago that it would sound like this with Bogdan's vocals. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, the whole process is pretty good. So
all right, track number 10, Need You Now by Robots and Gods. It's August 24th. We're doing an album release here on Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Need to know, am I alone? Want to know if I'm alone. I need to know, am I alone? Yesterday I ran away.
This is Morgan Freeman, and you are hearing the Master of Mayhem on Pipebomb Radio New York City.
Thank you to Morgan Freeman for that lovely little soundbite here on Pipebomb Radio NYC. It's the Robots and Gods album release. Jerry, you looked kind of shocked that you heard Morgan Freeman just now. I saw the expression on his face like, Morgan Freeman?
What is he doing here?
Awesome.
Okay, so the question, one question I have, and then we'll go into a little bit of another question that we had previously. What was the reasoning for this stop and go? Like that little brief pause and then let's kick it back in.
We used to do that just to build up kind of the suspense when we were performing live. So when we were playing that song live, we would do that. Not to trick the audience or anything, but that's kind of what we were doing in a way. But it was more of a live thing that we incorporated into the studio recording.
It definitely gives it the originality. I'll give it that.
I think that's the thing that happens with us, right? Like we write a song, something we write in the living room on an acoustic guitar or whatever, and then you go and you perform it a dozen times in front of audiences, and some of who, most of who don't know who you are or care, and you see what people react to, right? So I think, and then, you're nervous, so you maybe play something a bit faster than you normally would, or make mistakes, and, and then, so songs sort of a change, as you play them live, right? So, and you don't need to, if they're not recorded, you can change them as much as you want. So sometimes we would play a song and then back in the next practice, we would change it, right?
Okay.
Constantly, tweaking it,
All right. So a question I was supposed to ask you before we played the last track. Somebody spotted the Robots and Gods t-shirt that Tyson's wearing and would like to know where they can purchase some Robots and Gods merch.
Well, don't have any for sale currently. We did have them for sale for a time. So I guess if there's enough interest, we could potentially make them available again. So Ryan was sort of in charge of that aspect of things. So we'll see. Send us a message. We're easy to contact. robotsandgods@gmail.com. What?
You heard it here first. You contact them, you can get merch. That's how we work. All right.
Nice.
We're up to the final track, and somebody in our comment section also messaged me and said that even though there's 11 tracks on the album, it feels like the album's not long enough for them to enjoy. I don't know how that really kind of magically happens, but there's the thing called the repeat button or the loop, and you can just loop the entire album as much as you like and probably never get tired of it.
Please do.
Won't You Save Me is the final track on the album. And I would love to hear a little bit of the backstory about this title and track.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you about the writing of it. We went, Ryan and Greg and I went to Whistler. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Whistler, but it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours north of Vancouver. It's beautiful in the mountains. It's a resort, a little village. It's all pedestrian. And we just got a bunch of beer and that song. And I think it was called Whistler for,
it was definitely called Whistler because we wrote it in Whistler after having some beers.
An alcohol-infused song.
It is.
And it was like a Hammond thing. I played like a Hammond organ doing like a descending thing.
It's like a mini keyboard, yeah.
Yeah, my micro Korg. So yeah, that would have been 2018 around there. Oh no, it was recorded in 2014, so probably written before that. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah. But yeah, that one sat around for a long time. So, we resurrected it and put it as the concluding track. So
in other words, a song written on alcohol and stored like a fine wine for a decade.
That's a great way to put it.
There is some irony going on there. I'm going to caption that and I'm going to put it on your Instagram.
Right on.
All right. Final track off the self-titled album Robots and Gods by Robots and Gods. Here's Won't You Save Me, and when we come back, we got some promotion to do on where you can find Robots and Gods and the reasoning for my background and effect on my hat. This is Pipebomb Radio NYC.
Hello everyone, here is Ricardo Margadona
and Rebecca Riss, and you are listening to Pipebomb Radio.
Pipebomb Radio NYC, Won't You Save Me, done by Robots and Gods off the album Robots and Gods. Guys, that feels like the end of concert encore. And
nice.
I'm shouting out the guitar riffs at the end. Okay? Those guitar riffs man, that would be like any rock show you'd pay like $150 to sit in like the upper deck to watch, because you know it's top notch. No joke. 1 through 11 on this album are all bangers. And I couldn't say it enough to everybody that I spoke to about this album, saying, when we do this show, this was definitely must see, because every song on this album is a damn banger. Elements galore, up and down. Dude, guys, massive congrats. And I extend that from everybody here at Pipe Bomb Radio, everybody listening, everybody that'll probably hear it later. Damn. Like, I could not say enough totally about this album.
Thanks, Ricky.
You, Ricky.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
We're going to quote you on that.
So I think we're, definitely. And I think we're on most of the streaming platforms, right, Tyson? I think it's...
I think just about anything you could possibly imagine we're on.
Yeah, it's out there. And I think, one thing to remember is that if you go back and listen to the songs again, you'll hear different things every time you listen to it, because there's so much going on in the songs. Everyone's got their different parts and makes it all come together. But even myself, when I listen to it again and again, like, I hear different things that sound really cool. So it's great to listen to a whole bunch of times.
I think I like, as I sat here and I listened to it and just absorbed it more and more, there is one word that totally defines your album: elemental. Because no matter what you get, or whichever track you get, there's always something different. And it's kind of that elemental is like it's perfect for the caption for your album.
Right.
So if everybody needs to give you, that's definitely a one-word review right there. Elemental.
Yeah, I think
that's different. That's a different one. Thanks.
Okay, so a little bit of background, because I know people have been weirded out. I know you guys have been kind of wondering what's kind of going on over here, where you can see through my logo.
Oh, yeah.
So, the Battle of the Bands show that you guys did, a lot of new people did not get to see that. And if I can remember where I put the video, I would frickin' clip that and go crazy with it. So, backstory, when the Battle of the Bands went, it was during the pandemic global bastard era. And the guys, except for Bogdan, all wore those light up masks. And every time I see the videos with those light up masks, I have that really big flashback. So the backstory is almost the elemental to your masks by green screening my hat. So it's been moving around, changing colors with the fish tank in the back. And somebody did question me on why the fish tank is back there. It's kind of a serenity thing. When a lot of people don't understand how much work I put into these shows. Like, I've been putting the fish tank back there for a serenity. So when I have to look at the screen, I can kind of max and relax and do my job here as not only a DJ, but a producer and a streamer and a content creator. So now you know why the fish tank is there. But it was also the perfect element for the hat gimmick. So
we appreciate all your efforts, and we really thank you for being probably our biggest supporter, actually.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Ricky. Excellent job on this show. You can tell you did the research and you asked a lot of really great questions. So thank you.
You're very welcome, guys. You are more than welcome anytime on the show. Again, shout out to Ryan. Hope he feels better. We're gonna drag his ass on here again. Yeah. we're gonna do something fun. I think I'm gonna try to plan a few different shows to come up, and it will be exclusively probably on TikTok. At that point, I don't know what the future of Mixcloud's gonna hold. At this point, But I will say again, you guys are going to be the premier act on the new radio station, and it's going to be called 6-9 Radio. Not the way you think it's spelled. I'll show you guys details later, but yeah, you guys are going to be the premier act on that station. So
Awesome.
that's
Thanks
my
so much.
that's my thank you to you guys for being with me for so long and staying in touch with me and
Thank you,
keeping
Ricky.
an eye on me, because it's been a long 5 years so far. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long 5
has.
years, and the trials and tribulations, but you guys have always been there. So from me and Lars and Alex and Darnell, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
No, that's
Appreciate
for-
the comment, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for,
Yeah, I really appreciate every comment you had.
Yeah, thanks for inspiring us to continue going. I think you're a big part of that, and we're glad that we can inspire you with our music and fashion choices.
Yeah.
Listen, if that's not going to be one stuck memory in my head of the light up masks, definitely it's supposed to be something there. But I did this to inspire you because I knew that was something you inspired me with. Would you guys like to shout out any of your social media before we end out the show?
www.robotsandgods.com, of course, our site. If you want to contact us, robotsandgods@gmail.com. Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, you can find us on most
All the streaming websites.
we're on.
Yeah, all the streaming websites, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason Tyson froze out and everybody had to
Yeah.
go back. It never
Yeah.
fails
But
on
yeah.
Skype.
All those
Yeah.
listening, please reach out and send us your comments on the new album. We'd love to hear what
Yeah.
you guys think.
Like and
Yeah,
share.